Yo, what's happening, world? Name's Rhymin Flowers, man. Ain't it funny? 6 months ago, I was doing a video that went viral about Vlad, Tommy Sotomayor, and Tariq Nasheed. And now I'm doing a video about another culture vulture, and I'm doing a video about a rapper named Vic Mensa from Chicago. You know, he was with Chance's crew, Save Money and all. And something transpired that was pretty heated. Apparently, Vic Mensa called Akademiks a bitch, and he said he really wanted to slap the shit out of him. And, you know, Akademiks being who he is, he wanted to play the docile, diplomatic role. And when he sees that person one-on-one, face-to-face, he's not gonna have that same energy that he has on Twitch. You don't have, if he, see, when I saw that, and I gotta say something about Vic Mensa too, but let me start with Akademiks. Okay, See, this is my issue with you, Akademiks. I don't mind you saying the things that you say, but be a man and stand behind it. Don't sit here acting like, oh, well, that's not what it's like, and I'm not trying to clown nobody, but that's what you said. It's not about clowning. It is about clowning. You're making light of a situation that is not light at all. It's very heavy. It's very heavy in Chicago, man. It's one thing that you're not a resident and a Chicago native. That's cool, Akademiks. I'm not getting on you with that, dude. My thing is this. You have never been to Chicago, and you've let it be known, I'm not going to Chicago, because them Chiraq savages, they're gonna kill me, and you know me, I'm Akademiks. I'm a pussy. I mean, I'm a pussy nigga, and I ain't about that life. Akademiks, you even said that Google mapping is the closest thing you're gonna do to coming to Chicago. At least Charlemagne said that he would go to the Omni Hotel. I mean, Jesus Christ. You can't even go somewhere that is like the Gold Coast or the Loop area or something around Merchandise Mart. Yeah, you get the point. The more affluent areas in Chicago. I'm not no gangster. I'm not no thug. I'm not even remotely about that life. Look at me. I'm rocking a Goku sweater. Not that that negates that, but it shows I don't embrace, I don't encourage none of that gangbanging shit. I don't care about who's a GD, who's a BD, who's a Latin King, who's a Stone, who's a four-corner hustler, and who is and who isn't the ops. I'm not interested in none of that shit. But I gotta say this, Akademiks. You can't try to throw stones and hide your hands, because that's basically what you did with Vic Mensa. Akademiks, you're no different from Vlad. You guys will try to call yourself journalists and say that or reporters and say that you're just throwing out there the things that transpires in the black community, because let's be real, you're getting rich off of coonery. You are. What you're doing is not any different from what Vlad is doing. It's not any different from what Tommy Sotomayor does with his TNN Raw. It's not any different from whatever media platforms World Star Hip Hop does with that Sambo shit. Akademiks is the most anti-coon. That's a good way to describe Akademiks. Like, his fans, I've seen the comment sections when I was watching a video on Everyday Struggle, and they were just trying to defend Akademiks to the grave. They treat you like a god, dude, like some sort of deity who just does no wrong. You were just a complete victim in that situation. Akademiks, if you want to report that, if that's the content that you want to create, if you want to go ahead and make fun of these coons on the south side of Chicago primarily, and or the west side, or even people up north, if you want to go and clown them, that's fine. But don't throw stones and hide your hands when you get caught trying to fracture these glass houses. Because now you're dealing with Negroes. A lot of them are not reasonable people. Luckily, you're with Vic Mensa, who is a little more reasonable than the Chiraq savages that you described. So you got lucky. What if you would have dealt with somebody who had a mindset like, I don't know, Chief Keef? What if you dealt with somebody who had a mindset of Dirk? What if you dealt with 600 Breezy or whatever that dude's name who's cool with Drake? Then it would have been a wrap for you. And like Vic Mensa said, if the cameras are off and you came with that same energy that you typically have on Twitch, if you with that same vitriol, you would get your ass whooped real quick. I don't respect dudes like you, Akademiks, because you run to the internet and you can say a lot of brave words behind cowardice. Now, I will say this. I commend Akademiks for making a video for, about Donald Trump and sending in the feds. He had a great analysis on that video. See, and if you're going to say something about him, Vic Mensa, at least be a bit more impartial about it, because that's not all Akademiks does, but that is primarily what he does. He makes light of the situation. He'll drop a few gems and jewels in there, but all in all, he's making a profit off of coonery, which makes him a coon in itself. Because he's not out here talking to the Chicagoans. He's not out here talking to the kids out south. He's not trying to create some sort of alternative so they don't have to commit coonery, because he doesn't care. Akademiks can't say you can't say in one breath that you care about their well-being, but then you're not doing anything about it. But then it makes it seem like you do care because you do report it. But how could I say that you do care? You see, you put yourself in a conundrum, Akademiks. And that's what's gonna make you backpedal, because you don't live up to the actions, just like a typical internet nigga. And I wish that Vic Mensa would have said something like that, instead of just saying he'll slap the shit out of him and he thinks he's a bitch. I do think Akademiks is a bitch. Akademiks is not a bitch because he's not about that life, or he ain't no real nigga, he ain't no hood nigga, he ain't seen the shit that they see. Like, no, it's because he's not a man who knows how to stand behind his own words and his own action. And his fans, his fanboys, his stans gotta stick up for him when he can't even be a man and stick up for himself. And this is what Lenny, aka Charlemagne the God, was trying to tell you. About you need to have more confidence in what you say, Akademiks, because they don't work like that. You can't just expect somebody to just sit and take you seriously and respect you as a man, but you're not actually taking up for yourself. Why should Joe Budden, why should Nadeska, why should your fans and Little Boom or whoever else you're affiliated with, why should they be the ones who take up for you as a man? You're damn near 30. Dude, you're 3 years younger than Vic Mensa. You're 3 years older, excuse me. You're 3 years older, I'm tweaking. You're 3 years older than Vic Mensa. You're 2 years older than me. But you want to act like you're 17. You're 27, but you act like you're fucking 17, my dude. You want to talk about, oh, these old heads. Oh, they don't understand guys like Playboy Cardi. They don't understand guys like Ugly Guy. They don't know guys like my guy Lil Yachty. Like, dude, I expect that coming from the mouth of a 16, 17, 18, maybe 19, 20-year-old. But when I hear this from a grown-ass nigga who's fixing to be 30 next decade, which is only 3 years from now, it's like, dude, you think like a little boy. You're just a trendy dweeb. And Vic Mensa, it's not helping your case thinking you could just go on saying that you're gonna slap, that some Chiraq savages would be looking for him, because this is what you said on Everyday Struggle. And then you make it seem like you're so concerned about the well-being. But Vic Mensa, what are you doing? You seeing these dudes, you seeing them going around perpetuating this coonery. Akademiks is calling it out. his problem was that he just can't stand behind it and saying, this is what I'm talking about, and I'm showing you how foolish you all look. But, you know, not offering an alternative, like I said. But he's calling it out. He's pointing it out there, how stupid and how foolish it is. So I understand the purpose behind the satire. But a lot of people clearly don't. Black folks don't understand sarcasm very well. It's just that there's no actions behind the sarcasm, which means there's a lack of concern, there's apathy, there's too much cowardice, no assertion being made. That's what Akademiks fucked up. You fucked up because you believe that, okay, Akademiks is reporting this, and he's being a culture vulture, which is very true. But what about a line that you said on the song Shades of Blue? When, you know, that EP you made last year, you said, too many bitches and hoes are having our women, too many bitches and hoes are having our children too much. Something to that effect. Well, let me tell you something. Even by your own admission, they're one of the main sources to why the black community is so fucked up. Yes, I understand the government does implement guns in the hood. Yes, I understand that white people have exploited the black culture and created the atmosphere of black exploitation, which leads to the pimps and players, and which is why it's so sensationalized and eventually got pushed into hip-hop and has become a part of what is called black culture, especially the black Americans. Yes. All that. So, even by your own admission, you need to understand that there's a bigger problem than even Akademiks reporting those things, even though he is contributing. But a bigger contributor to black people is the black women. Everybody's afraid to say what the problem is. Everybody wants to say, it's like knowing who the killer is in the community, but you ain't saying shit because, you know, it's a no snitching policy, or you don't want to be feeling like you're going to get blackballed, or you're going to get heavily shamed. In this case, heavily shamed by black women because it's the women who buy music more than men. So, Akademiks, just like you said that Vic Mensa, just how you said Akademiks was, you know, not standing behind his words. You gotta stand behind your own words by things that you've even said in songs, which I do. I love that song, Shades of Blue, but you have to be mindful of what you say, because if Akademiks has to be held accountable, so do you as an artist. You have to be held accountable for just a notion that you put in your head by calling out these women. You have to, and calling out these dudes who commit the coonery too. Because that is what Akademiks essentially does. He just won't assert the situation. He won't go any further. He'll hide behind the keyboard. Just like any other new age internet nigga. If we want to go ahead and coin terms like old head, well, internet nigga doesn't just apply to people of the younger generation. That could apply to people around my age, or they could be non-applicable too. So if we want to coin terms, I'm going to do the same. So, Vic, I do agree with you on your overall assessment of Akademiks, but just make sure that you're following your own admissions on your own words. Because it's not just Akademiks that need to be held accountable for things that transpire and what goes on in Chicago, and even further what goes on in the black community. We know what the problem is. It's just that we live in such a politically correct day and age that if we say the problem, we feel like we're going to be ostracized and become pariahs and become black women haters and become coons and self-haters. We say things about black men promoting all this stuff. But, you see, we all were going to get blindsided, because if we just focus on Akademiks, if we just focus on black women, we need to focus on white people too. We need to focus on Jews. We need to focus on everybody who stands against us, and even black people who want to be on some low-key trying to sabotage double agent bullshit. And that's all I see. I see people just being so one-sided. Academics, you, these simp-ass Negroes. Yup. White man gets paid off of niggas doing dumb shit. And then you have those who are considered white liberals and social justice warriors having this fake ass concern like Macklemore. They'll go on Hollywood, make their condescending remarks, talk like Bill Maher, and make little jokes up about black people, talk about I'm a house nigga and all this, but then you want to apologize. No, he didn't apologize. He's not sorry. He's sorry he got caught. Just like any other covert racist. These are white people who are wolves in sheep clothing. I don't want to be around motherfuckers who act like they're my friend, but when it's time to go to war, ass ain't nowhere to be found. They drop all you out of sight, and they become a part, they side with the enemy. Right? They've always been the enemy, but they start to show their true nature as the enemy. Yup. That's all I see. And black people, speaking of which, have become their own worst enemy. Black men sitting here talking shit about black women all day, but then don't even want to deal with each other. Black men are either too busy but more specifically, black men either trying to ego stroke and get clout, like perhaps what you may be doing, Vic, or they trying to get pussy and they're gonna, get looking for brownie points from women. Yep. And I commend Akademiks for helping me discover that phrase, simp. So it's not all bad to listening to the boy DJ Akademiks. And I'm out. Peace.